Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to be here again this month with Creatrix Conversations. Hello, beautiful sisters of Awaken the Goddess Within. So today I'm going to be talking about rituals and routines that can help us reset our energy and reignite our creativity as we move into this autumn season. And like I shared, this has been the medicine that I've needed right now after a very difficult and stressful summer. And so I wanted to open up this conversation so that we could all inspire and support one another to reset and reignite. Hello, hello, and welcome. So my name is Flora Ware, and it is my pleasure and honor to be the focalizer for this sacred online space that is Awaken the Goddess Within. I am a ceremonial priestess, a leadership mentor, a singer, and a cyclic living teacher. And so with that cyclic living being a passion of mine, this is why I'm encouraging us to tune in to the turning of the season, to tune in with our bodies and to really acknowledge this shift and to have that shift be noticeable, not only in our minds or on the calendar, but really in our daily activities and our homes, right? So as always, I really welcome your comments and that we can share ideas and inspiration. Please say hello as you're hopping on. I'm so glad to see you joining. Thank you, thank you. So I have come up with 8 different rituals, routines to share today. And as I was, oh, hello, okay, sister, you can come back anytime. I was really feeling that there's rituals and routines for the body, for our homes, and for our mind and soul. Hello, hello. Yes. I'm so happy to be here today and talking about this because it is timely and it is so necessary. So number 1, the first thing that we can really do, and this is for our bodies, to honor this seasonal shift, is to eat seasonally and locally. So what I mean by that is to eat the foods that are in season now where you live. Right? Autumn is the harvest season. So that's the great thing, that there's a lot coming in, fresh produce, veggies, fruit, and what grows locally where you are. I know that we are in a very interesting and unusual modern world where a lot of the food that we eat is imported from other areas and unfortunately not seasonal, right? So what can you start to eat that is seasonal and local? Hello, yes, okay, great. Welcome to your first Creatrix Conversations. So share in the comments if you're inspired. What have you been eating that is, or what could you eat now that is seasonal and local? Locavore. Is that's the movement to eat local? I think being a locavore. I like that. That's actually a new term to me, Michelle. I've heard of the 100-mile diet, which is really encouraging people to eat locally within a 100-mile radius, that kind of thing. Figs. Oh, aren't you lucky that you have figs where you are? Very, very delicious. Where I am, it's definitely apples. Peaches, pears are all coming in right now. And just a couple weeks ago, we made a peach cobbler with fresh peaches, and it was so good, right? And all the root veggies are really starting to come in. The winter squashes, really, they get harvested right till the end of October. So squash, beets, carrots, all of the things. Oh, wonderful, you're going to the apple orchard. That's wonderful. So just last night we made a root veggie bake, and it was really simple. It's like potatoes, yams, some squash, carrots, onion, and baked with a coconut milk and curry. Yum, 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 yum. So really, the way that our eating changes gives subtle cues to our bodies that the seasons are changing. And like I said earlier, this is unfortunately something that has become disrupted in our modern world, and we've come to expect that certain produce is available year-round, when that was never the case for our ancestors, and not even our distant ancestors, even like our grandparents and great-grandparents. So our food system has really changed. So that's my first body ritual to reset ourselves into autumn, is to eat seasonal and eat local. Yes, I'm ready for more root in my meals. Beautiful. Okay, number 2, again for our bodies, is to take a ritual bath. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't bathe very often in the summer, right? Like having a hot bath. It's too hot, right? So if you're like me and you haven't had a bath in a while, you can make that first bath of the season a ritual bath. So what that means sometimes is telling your family not to be disturbed, right? Putting that do not disturb sign on the bathroom door, lighting candles, maybe having some music if you wish, and working with some oils, perhaps, making sure that they're skin safe. If they're already in a bath oil, you know that they're prepared for and safe for the skin. Maybe some salts. Again, you can put crystals in your bath, but you want to be careful that they are safe to be put in water. You check online before you ever put a crystal in the bath. Not necessarily that it would harm you, but it would actually the water would dissolve the crystal. If you're unsure at all about a crystal and you still want to have it, just put it on the side of the bathtub, right? And to put herbs in your bath without making a total mess, you can use those little muslin bags, right? Or an organza bag, and you can put the herbs in that little sachet, and then basically you're steeping those herbs in the bathtub with you, and then the herbs don't get all in the bathtub and make a big mess. So there's a beautiful it's a beautiful ritual to approach your bath with that. And okay, so you've been wanting to restart your bath ritual. Yes, very true, sister. Even a fast bath can be ritualized. And I love that you've brought this up already, because it's true that really anything can become more ritualized when we bring our intention to it and our full presence to it. When we approach that seemingly mundane task, like having a bath or cleaning the house, if we approach it with that more ritual mindset, with meaning and intention, then it feels like a ritual to us. So one of the favorite things that I learned years ago in a training around ritual sacred baths is that if this feels good to you, and if you've been doing some releasing with your meditation and energy work in the bathtub, is to stay in the bath as you pull the plug and the water drains. It's a very interesting visceral experience to go from the buoyancy of the water, and you continue to hold that intention that everything that you are letting go of, everything that you are releasing is going down the drain to be transmuted by our Mother Earth. You know, or it doesn't even have to be letting go. You can also infuse your bath water with a sacred intention or a prayer that you're holding, and then visualizing that water meeting and mingling with all the sacred waters of your local area. And you stay in the bathtub as it fully drains. And it's a really interesting sensation and a beautiful experience. Yes, it's a beautiful ritual practice. Ritual baths are like a healing elixir. I've been doing releasing and cleansing baths this month. Beautiful. So you're already feeling that as well. Okay, the next, this is more of a routine, right? Rituals and routines that we're talking about today. But the third thing that we can do, especially to support our bodies shifting into autumn, is to go to bed earlier. Start going to bed a little earlier, right? As the days naturally shorten with the turning of the wheel of the year, honor that. By going to bed earlier, and maybe it's even only half an hour earlier. Doesn't have to be necessarily significantly earlier, but really honoring your body's need for more rest. And I don't know about you, but it's one of the things that I think I always feel really stretched energetically around the summer solstice and into July, is that those longer days. Especially where I am in British Columbia, Canada, it's light in the sky until like almost 10 p.m. Or sometimes even later, it seems. And so it's almost like I'm thinking that I need to stay up late. So in the last few weeks and shifting into September, and of course back to school routines with my son, I've been going to bed earlier and feeling much more refreshed when I wake up. Guilty. Yeah, it's fair. You know, there's no guilty here. But yeah, I know what you're saying. And I just turn into a pumpkin when it gets dark. That's funny. Yeah. So good to honor that. So that's the third routine that you can begin to work with to support your body, is going to bed earlier. And the beautiful benefit of that is that sometimes then that means you can actually wake up a little earlier. And for those of us moms like me that now have kids going to school, maybe they're needing to wake up earlier. So we want to wake up even earlier than that so we can have our quiet morning time and our space for morning ritual. So it's a good benefit there. Okay. I'm going to start talking about the rituals and routines for our home, so that this shift is being reflected in our physical space. So we've all heard about spring cleaning, but I really enjoy autumn cleaning as well, fall cleaning. So right now, think about a space in your home that you know needs to be decluttered and clean. Doesn't need to be an entire room. It could just be one area of your house right now. And you don't need to share unless you want to. But what area of your house you know needs some decluttering, needs some tidying, and why not make a commitment to tackle that in the next couple of weeks as part of that fall cleaning? Because whenever we declutter or clean, and again, bringing intention and a ritual mindset to it, it's like, what are you letting go, right? You may have noticed that I prefer the term autumn, right? I almost will always say autumn. I don't know when in our language we stopped using the word autumn and started calling it fall, but for me, autumn captures the beauty and richness of the season, whereas fall is just a verb. However, of course, this season, we do see the falling leaves and that energy of falling away. And so with this decluttering, you can think about that. What am I consciously releasing, letting go? We don't need this anymore. You know, putting things away for the winter, dusting, maybe doing a conjure floor sweep. That's something that I've shared before in the group. You can, if you really want to get witchy with it, using salts and again some herbs that you sprinkle over the floor and you sweep. And I was trained that when you do a conjure floor sweep, you always sweep it out the back door. That it's again really intentional that you are sweeping this away. Yeah. And that's a beautiful ritual as well that we can do for our home. Are they falling or are they soaring or floating? Good one. Good one. Thank you for sharing that. And yes, you've been feeling the need to declutter. Yeah, and it's really simple. And like I said, it could just be one little area of your home that you need, that you know needs declutter. So I'm going to hold myself accountable and say that my office majorly needs a declutter and a dusting and a cleaning and a resetting. And I intend to do that in the next few days before autumn equinox next week, before Mabon. And approaching it with that ritual because, of course, for me, my office is my very sacred creative space. So I really want that area to feel clear and high vibe. So I'm not saying you need to do a whole overhaul of the house, but that's a beautiful routine that you can do at this turning of the season. The next home ritual or routine is to beautify. Bring the beauty of this autumn season into your home. I know that in the last few years, like decorating front doors and porches for autumn and certainly like Thanksgiving here in Canada that we celebrate in October has become very popular, and that's really fun. Something that I like to do is create a simple table centerpiece that acts as a casual altar, if you will, that just stays on the dining room table. I often like to get those little miniature decorative pumpkins, right? And maybe some gourds and an apple, and then I collect autumn leaves, maybe some acorns. Right? But whatever inspires you, how do you want to bring the beauty of autumn into your home? Maybe it's cut flowers, anything like that to again, just have your physical space represent the turning season. I'm deeply grateful that we celebrate Thanksgiving in November. Yes, in the USA. I have longer to get ready. Yes, fair enough. Autumn is my favorite seasonal home decor. Beautiful. So yes, just work with that and I keep on repeating this, but remember that it's that approaching this as a ritual for your home. Oh, you just created a table centerpiece and an autumn altar this week. Yes. Well, I'm not surprised, sister, that you are in this rhythm, of course. Okay, if you diffuse oils, does anyone diffuse oils? Essential oils in a diffuser, right? Consider switching up your oils, right? To more rooty autumn into winter scents. I love vetiver as a root scent, and there's many. I'm not even an oils expert. If anyone watching now or the replay has some suggestions for some autumn essential oils or blends that you could put in the diffuser, please share in the comments so that we can all enjoy. But this is just another thing of, those lighter, brighter, citrusy or very flowery scents that we might love to diffuse. Just consider switching up your oil routine. And as well with that, thinking about the roots and the herbs that we are working with, switching up your teas. If you're like me, I drink both coffee and tea. And I've noticed over the years that my body loves licorice root tea in the autumn and winter. I will have a cup of licorice tea every day. But then it's like by May, it seems, May and definitely into June, my body doesn't want that licorice root anymore, and I switch my teas. But just last week, I said my body's feeling the licorice root tea again, and so I'm listening and I'm honoring that inner. That inner knowing from my body's wisdom that different herbs support our bodies in different ways through the seasons. So that's the ritual and routine for both our home and our bodies of switch up your oils in the diffuser, switch up your teas, just look at the herbs that you're using. Cinnamon bark, yeah, for sure. Cinnamon bark, that's a great seasonal oil. And forest scents, pine, cedar, and fir. Thank you, sisters, for sharing that. And if you don't have oils or you don't have a diffuser, I'm realizing that we can burn cedar, pine, and fir as sacred smoke. If we have a bonfire or a fireplace or somewhere safe to burn, that's another way to work with those plant medicines. All right, 2 more. And these last 2 rituals are really more for our mind and soul. So I've been speaking about ritual a lot. These are all rituals and routines, but this one is actually doing a ritual of release, a ritual of letting go, working with that seasonal energy of what is falling away. What is... what are we letting go of with intention and with care? And I'm happy to share more resources or a ritual guide for anyone if you would like it. I tend to start with what element is drawing you to work with of the 4 elements of life. Are you feeling drawn to work with fire and do a fire ritual, or a water ritual, or work with air, or work with earth? So just noticing that, if this is something that you are that you're wanting to do, think about the element first. So if I was going to do a ritual of release with earth, I would likely take myself outdoors, somewhere in nature, and I might write a letter of everything that I'm letting go of, everything that I'm releasing, working with this season, blessing it, releasing it in gratitude, and then I might bury it, right? Working with that earth and giving it to the earth. You could also just as easily speak it into the earth, dance it into the earth, and let the earth take your ritual. Same thing with water or with fire, however you choose to work your ritual magic, and using that element to take it away and to transmute it. So there's a lot that we could speak about that. I'm always happy to provide ritual guidelines, but I will also always say that your intuitive knowing is the best guide for you in knowing how you want to perform that ritual. So there you go. That's performing a ritual of release and letting go. And finally, since all of this that we've been speaking about is, at least for me and sharing today, with the intention to get our our energy back in flow, to reignite our creativity, that the final routine is to get back into a creative routine, right? To what do you want your creative routine to be? And many of us, as parents, we're now having our children back into their school routines, and so our schedules and routines are changing. And so if you haven't been writing and you want to get back into writing, if you haven't been painting or dancing or crocheting or whatever it is that's your creative outlet, schedule it. Know when you want to do it, and then commit to it. And really, all you need is a couple weeks of that before it becomes your creative routine, right? So you can just look now that things are settling and you kind of know the routines. Okay, it looks like Thursday mornings at this time. That's when I'm going to have that time to do that. But don't just think it. Put it in your day timer. Put it in your Google Calendar. Tell someone. Tell us right here if that helps you stay more accountable, right? And not to use that as if you miss a week, then you just like beat yourself up about it, right? But to commit to a creative routine and to schedule it so that you have it again. I know for myself, I've been really lacking in my dance. Like I used to dance for myself just to get some movement and to get my creative juices flowing. And with my son home from school all summer, it just wasn't happening. And so right now, again, I'm holding myself accountable that I'm recommitting to my twice a week solo morning dance party on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's my time. And so this is just an example. So yes, okay, so you pulled Goddess Bastet this morning, and it's a call to get more creative. Yes, you write for half an hour every morning. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. So that's great. And keeping that's your creative routine. So beautiful. Yeah, I was just speaking with a friend yesterday who was saying, I haven't been painting. I really want to get back into my painting. And I said, oh yeah, I have, my writing too. I haven't been writing as much as I'd like to. And she suggested that we actually make a date to come together, get out in nature, and she would paint and I would write. And I thought, how beautiful. I love this idea. Now, it's, we really only have a very short window now where it's going to be comfortable to be outside and do that. And so I really want to take her up on that. And I really hope that it happens. And when it does, I'll share a photo with you to show I did it. So really, really what this final ritual and routine is about, scheduling your creative routine, is really about honoring your creativity and honoring the inherent value in just being in that process. It's not about the end product. Don't put more value on the end product than you do on simply being in the process. Right? Value the process, value how it makes you feel when you're doing what you love, right? And that's what's really important. Okay, I saw a couple comments coming up. Dance, I'm with you. All right, Chrissy, let's dance together and really give that gift to our bodies. I've been art journaling every day. Wonderful. But I really want to start drumming again. Beautiful. So what do you need to start drumming again? Is this something that you are inspired to do on your own? Or would you be far more inspired if there was an organized drumming circle, right? Even if it was just you and one other friend or two other friends. Do you need that, right? It's true that sometimes we need the support of others, to really get it rolling. But if you think that, yeah, I want to start drumming again, then maybe tonight, don't you love how immediate I am? Maybe tonight, before your usual after dinner, whatever it is, before turning on Netflix, drum for 20 minutes instead, right? Or not instead, but necessarily, but like drum for 20 minutes before you crash on the couch or whatever it is. Maybe you want to do that first thing in the morning and give yourself that time. So find what works for you in that, okay? Because it really is about honoring our creativity. I want to make time to play music each week and creative projects such as jewelry. Yeah, making jewelry. Wonderful. Ooh, fire cider. What's fire cider? Is that apple cider that's got a little spice to it? Sounds great. Wonderful. See, this is what I love about these Creatrix conversations, is that it really is, these are conversations within the community as we share ideas and inspirations with each other, and we support one another. Okay, so, oh, it's an immune booster. Interesting. Tell me more. Can you share a recipe? What is this fire cider? I want to know. I want to know. Especially if it's apples. Okay, so to recap the 8 rituals and routines that can reset our energy and reignite our creativity this autumn is 1, eat seasonal and local as often as possible. Number 2, give yourself a ritual bath. Such a beautiful, beautiful ritual. Number 3, go to bed earlier. Give yourself that extra sleep. Go to bed earlier. Feels so good. Number 4, declutter your home or some area of your home, right? Doesn't need to be the whole house. That can be overwhelming. But right now, when you think about it, what is that one area that you know needs to be decluttered and cleared and cleaned? Do some fall cleaning. Let it fall away and give that to your home. Put away things for the winter. All of that with that intention of this being a ritual for your home. Number 5, beautify your home. Bring that beauty of autumn into your home or on your porch, on your front door, if that's the kind of decor that you like. Creating a table altar, autumn cut flowers, whatever that is. Beautify is the next one. I just went and put my drum by my chair to start tonight. Yay, Leanne. Way to take action. Love that, sister. Oh, Michelle. Yes, the ongoing declutter. Okay, number 6 was about changing up your oils that you diffuse, if you diffuse oils, or changing up your teas that you drink, changing up your herbs. This is, it's similar to the eat seasonal in this way, but it's how we use these herbs, oils and plant medicines in different ways, right? Number 7, actually perform a ritual of release and letting go, right? With the gratitude, bless and release, and working with different elements to, oh, thank you, Leela. Thank you for that recipe for fire cider. Working with one of the elements, earth, air, fire, water, to support that ritual. And like I said, if you would like more guidance on doing that ritual, just tag me, let me know. I'm happy to provide a guideline for that that will support your own intuitive knowing for how you want to perform that ritual of release. And then finally, number 8 is to actually schedule creative time into your weekly routine. Knowing, deciding, putting it in your Google Calendar, writing it on your actual calendar, whatever it is, so that you are honoring that, that honoring your creativity, but also that outlet that has maybe slipped by the wayside that you want to get it up. Like Leanne picking up her drum again. Like my friend who says she wants to paint again. Like us that want to dance more. And those of us that want to write more. Really honoring that need and scheduling the time and making it, then it's become part. Creativity is part of your weekly routine. You have that time, honoring that for yourself. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so maybe now in closing, which one, I mean, they're all great, right? But which one or maybe two are you feeling the most drawn to right now, right? Like that you know that you want to do. Just let me know in the comments which one really stands out to you. Your body or your intuitive knowing is saying, yes, that's what I need to do right now. That's what I'm drawn to. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if any of you are more interested in learning more and deepening with an embodied practice of what I call cyclic living in harmonic resonance with the natural world, then I recommend my free cyclic living guide that shares and explains the 8 phases of the lunar solar creation cycle. And this is a free PDF guide that you get, and there's a printable chart that you can put on your wall. And I'll make sure that I put the link in the comments and the description of this video once I'm done the broadcast. Because if you don't have my cyclic living guide, then I highly recommend you check it out. Definitely the ritual of release. Okay, I'm glad that stood out to you, sister. Eating local and seasonal is so important to me. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm getting the tea down. All of them are resonating with me. Okay, I understand that, and I love that. And so maybe for you, just thinking about what's a priority, right? Because you aren't necessarily going to do all 8 this week. Maybe you can think like, what do you want to start with now? And then, because I'm talking about the whole season, remember, this is for the whole autumn season. So, you have a few months that you could get them down. I will decorate when I've cleared this space. Yes, exactly. That's great. Okay. And so also in the spirit of this season, I want to make sure that you all know that next Tuesday, September 21st, we are gathering for Autumn Blessings, which is an online ceremony here in Awaken the Goddess Within to celebrate Mabon, to celebrate the autumn equinox. And if you would like to join us in that ceremony, I will also make sure that there is a link in the comments and the description so that you can RSVP. It's next Tuesday, September 21st at 11. So this same time, it'll be happening here. And certainly for me, gathering in sisterhood, ceremony, and song is my absolute favorite way of attuning and aligning with the turning of the wheel of the year, and also my favorite way for us to come together to support and amplify our magic and our intentions, and to feel grounded and supported. So I hope to see you next Tuesday at that autumn equinox ceremony. Autumn blessings. All right, beautiful sisters, thank you. Once again, it is just such a pleasure to share this space with you, to share these conversations with you, and I look forward to yes, there's a replay. There's always a replay. In fact, all the replays of all of the Wheel of the Year ceremonies that have ever happened in here are in the videos section of this group. Same with the Creatrix Conversations. The videos section of this group is now an incredible archive of all the of all the discussions and ceremonies that have happened in here. So thank you for asking that, because yes, I know that during the day isn't always convenient for people to show up. So there's always a replay. Absolutely. All right, blessed be sisters. I can't wait to see and hear about you doing some of these rituals and routines. And certainly if you are inspired, please post a picture, share with us in the group, and let us know how it goes. So much love. Blessed be.